So here's some headlines. Death squads are back in Honduras. The majority of those people crossing the bridge are coming from Honduras. Guatemala used anti-drug resources from the United States for political monitoring. Right? Political monitoring means the people that you would pay to ensure that you found out who those agitators were. And that you could call them in for questioning and maybe disappear them. Oh, it's back in Guatemala. A U.S.-funded police linked to executions in El Salvador. So here's the deal. So these people, that's some of where they're coming from. And if you don't know the history, after that history, that's a long history of poverty, violence, and destitution in our backyard. It's a long history. And if you don't know that history, then you have no idea what it is these people are coming from. And if you don't know that history, then how can you even have an opinion about what we may or may not owe these people? Like one day, imagine somebody going back to the ISIS, to the people that supported ISIS and to ISIS fighters, and going back to them one day and saying, and ISIS saying, but we don't owe you anything. Whatever. That was then. This is now. Yeah, so we destroyed all these communities. Yeah, so we did this and that to Mosul in Iraq. But what do we? We don't owe you anything. Imagine that. No, I think you actually do. How much more could we do? Do I need to show you the photos again? How many photos of decapitated and dead and slaughtered people in Central and South America would you have to see before we would say, maybe, I don't know. And we're still doing it. Death squads are coming back. They never fully went away. I'm giving you, I'm not, first off, let me be really clear. I'm not making it up. It might seem like, I could go on and on. What's your reaction to that? Junior, are you what's your background?
I'm Jewish.
You're Jewish? Okay, so listen. See, look, it's like, go to the Holocaust. This is a Holocaust. I was going to show you a photo today of what I thought was, I pulled up one photo of a mass killing in Honduras, okay? And it showed people getting shot in Honduras. And I had seen the photo. I remember seeing it when I was younger. And then I was looking for another one, a better shot of it. And then I found one that I said, that's actually a better image from a different angle. And it wasn't. It was from Poland, and they were Jews being killed by Nazis. It was the same thing that was happening. And I thought, damn.
Of course we owe people something, especially for the things that we do, but I think how can you fix it if not the people who are in charge, and the people who are in charge of funding this thing are taken out of power and somebody else is put in it to change the way funds are distributed and to stop funding these things that kill people, and then for someone else to want to give back to the people that we've hurt. So personally, I don't know how to help it, but I think it's not like Americans hate people in Honduras. It's these institutions that fund these things to kill and hurt people.
Yeah, bro, what do you think?
Well, here now, it's just like, what the fuck? It's kind of
Dude, because I can do the same thing in Colombia right now, right?
Yeah.
So do you follow the peace process in Colombia?
Really, not that much.
Okay.
I should, but I just think it's like absurd to hear that. It's crazy, like where like this country is funding that kind of stuff going on, and like for what these people are owed, for what they're going through, like there's nothing to like give them that's like equal to what they've been through.
Yeah, and not each one of these people has gone, they weren't in the communities that were being killed. You know what I mean? Like what we did, we created an entire system of like exploitation, deprivation, and political oppression and repression. So each one of these people on this bridge, it's not like they were living in those communities where the slaughters were taking place and so on, right? Some of them were, I'm sure.
I would just say that my first reaction to that was just that I'm disappointed in myself almost. Because I would say that, well, I don't really follow politics. I don't really follow immigration policies. I don't really follow anything along the lines of that. I just kind of go off what I believe morally. I guess it's just how I am. So, like, when I'm scrolling on Facebook and I'll see immigrants and then the word, like, taking jobs or employing immigrants or, like, terrorism linked to immigration, I just kind of scroll past it and I don't really read into it because my mom has always told me I'm kind of naive, so I kind of see the best in people, which is disappointing that I don't really educate myself on why people do certain things. So like when you're asking about the ISIS thing and how I feel about it, I obviously was like, it's just not, I can't even fathom how that could be justified, because I guess I'm just not educated enough, because I don't want to be at that point. Which is, it's just like upsetting how people are, in a sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So imagine that they're the ones who, by either directly or indirectly, are supporting ISIS. Okay? Except they're not. Except that directly and indirectly are supporting this killing. It's not the ISIS one, it's this one. And so, like, you're disappointed with yourself. Imagine how I felt even at the time when it was happening, and disappointed with myself. Same thing. And then imagine me, that I got to somehow convince y'all, like, to say, I don't have to. I can just go home. It doesn't really matter. I don't have to talk about this, right? But I got to somehow make some sense of the fact of these people going across the bridge, that there's a reality out there that maybe we don't really know and we don't really understand. And just because we don't know about it doesn't mean it's not real. And there's some shit that is really ugly and really nasty. And you can justify it. It's fine. It's like, yeah, well, but, these things happen in the world. Yo, fuck that. Yeah, they do happen in the world. But sometimes it's when I'm paying my taxes and my taxes are going to pay for someone to go slaughter innocent people, and that is a problem. And I live with the knowledge that that's happening every single day. And that's, like, right here, you get a chance, the three of you, to just kind of sit in my shoes for a second and imagine what it's like then to be me, to go like, man, can I just get through to people to see something? It doesn't mean that the U.S. is evil. It doesn't mean that the government's evil. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that people don't necessarily see what we can't see or are not willing to see.
With all of that history, with all of the U.S. Sanctioning these death squads, with a mob like that coming towards our border, why? And I'm playing devil advocate.
But this is good. Shouldn't we not be afraid?
Shouldn't we not be afraid?
Yeah, and here's the deal. Dude, thank you for asking that. Yeah, no, because these people they don't want revenge. They're not after revenge, right? They're not. They're actually people who are the victim, who've lost, who are on the losing side of stuff, and saying like, we just are looking for a better life. We're just looking for something, anything, please. It's not even reparations. They just want a chance. As I was watching this interview with this one woman, she's like, God, I just want to open a little restaurant so I can just feed my children and make a little money and send them to school. And it's like, they don't have guns. They don't have anything.